Good day, everyone. I am Jocelyn Aquino Flores, Bachelor of Secondary Education, second year from Block A. Today, I will going to discuss the cause and effects of speech or language impairment. Let me discuss first the causes of speech or language impairment. The first one is hearing loss. When a child having a hard time in hearing, of course, he or she is unable to hear words. It can affect to their communication in terms of being able to understand the word through the movement of the mouth, but doesn't able to hear words. And the one cause of it is when a child has a family history of genetic disorder with hearing loss. We can also say that it can acquired by the accident that leads into brain injury or trauma to the child. The second one is neurological disorder. The common cause of these are headaches and epilepsy. When it comes with headaches, of course, it can affect your speech to the point that you are not able to understand words or you're in the states of not being in yourself. If you are experiencing epilepsy, you are also having a hard time on talking because your body is not that ready to move. Or I should say, you are in the state of aftershock to the point of not able to express your thoughts and speech. And the third one is developmental delays. So, developmental delays is connected with the speech or language of a child. For example, when the baby is premature, of course, their development is also delayed, and it can affect to their mouth and ears. Why? Because their development is still on the process, and we didn't know if their development become normal or not. And the fourth is cerebral palsy. It is part of the brain or nerves that control how the muscles work together to create speech. This part of the brain cannot be lost because the way the muscles will function is also the way how the human mind is formed and circulated. In short terms, without brain, there is no function. And when the people may sound pretty, the speech is also affected when they speak. And the fifth is vocal abuse or misuse. It is the overuse of voice that can damage the vocal folds that leads into abnormal quality. For example, when you speak too loud or too high. Your vocal voice can be damaged through the possible loss of voice, so your speech or language can be also affected. Regarding with the example, the way you use your vocal is sort of improper usage. The sixth is autism. A child with autism may involve in developmental problems such as speech and language difficulties. This will go in the process of lacking nonverbal communication like gestures, facial expressions, and eye contact. For example, when you are socialized with others, then your conditions are triggered by accidentally. So, you are not able to talk and seek help so fast. Therefore, your condition, which is autism, can affect the communication. And the last one is intellectual disability. This occurs when a child has a limitation in academic. In terms of intellectual disability, their speech or language skills may be delayed. In that case, their cognitive ability should be careful because when the brain is overused, their speech can also be affected or maybe it can be triggered. A while ago, I discussed the cause of speech or language impairment, but now I will be discussing the effects of speech or language impairment with experience. So the first is an introvert person, which characterized by being a quiet or a shy type. They don't want an special attention or social engagement. These events can leave introverts feeling which is being exhausted and drained. Did you already encounter it? If you're asking me if I was encountered it, my answer is yes. I remember when I was a grade 10, I had a former classmate who is not that much talking. She will only speak when we talk to her or when we ask a question. She's that kind of a shy type person. She even don't want to hear too much noise. The second is academic deficiencies. Of course, academic deficiencies can affect with children in terms of speech or language. It can provide poor study habits and inconsistent class attendance. For example, when the child is called by the teacher to recite, but the child doesn't give an answer. So they will able to get a fail or low grade. The third one is the social life. The children will be affected that cause with social awkwardness or the fear to socialize around people. The example of that is when we communicate with many people. There seems to be a fear of making a mistake in speaking or saying something in a public place. To be honest, even me is belong with this because whenever I am in a crowded place, I also feel like once I speak and made a mistake, people will just laugh at me. And last but not the least is stuttering, which is the concept of speech difficulties. You, did you experience stuttering? If you're asking me if I ever experienced this, well, my answer is definitely yes. Every time I speak, especially when there is a recitation, I know what I'm going to say. Every time I speak, especially when there is a recitation, the feeling like I know what I'm going to say, but I'm having a hard time on how to express it. And stuttering is the main reason why I am afraid of speaking or communicating with many people in the thought that maybe they will judge me if I made a mistake or grammatical error. Again, I am Jocelyn Aquino Flores, the cause and effect of speech or language impairment reporter. Thank you for listening.